The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Having capitulated and allowed President Trump to reimpose the softwood lumber tariffs that Stephen Harper had taken off, and now Biden having doubled those tariffs, our softwood industry hemorrhaging jobs. One way to boost the industry is to build some homes. Yeah. It turns out I've got a common sense plan to cut the wasteful bureaucracy that has built zero homes and use the savings to axe the sales tax and boost home building by 30,000 new homes per year. Wow. Will the Prime Minister accept my common sense plan?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the problem with the Leader of the Opposition's so-called plan is that it actually cuts billions of dollars of investments from municipalities across the country who are counting on it to build hundreds and even thousands of units of housing that Canadians so desperately need. His plan is, once again, cuts and austerity, fights with municipalities, fights with the provinces, not building the homes that matter for Canadians. Once again, he's completely out to lunch, demonstrating an unwillingness to help Canadians, except a willingness to help himself with political attacks.
That's right.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, after 9 years, he's doubled housing costs, and Canada has the fewest homes per capita of any country in the G7. Maybe it's because his housing minister said of these $8 billion of bureaucracies, quote, the Housing Accelerator Fund doesn't go towards the cost of building houses. It actually doesn't lead to the construction of specific homes. The Housing Accelerator doesn't actually fund directly building homes. And it's built zero homes. Zero homes built with this bureaucracy. So why not follow my common sense plan to axe the sales tax and build the homes?
Yeah. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, 18 Conservative caucus members stood up and asked for housing investments in their municipalities across the country from this Housing Accelerator Fund that he is promising to cut. Mr. Speaker, I'm going to channel my old job as a school teacher. The Leader of the Opposition actually spent a lot of time and effort rooting out which 18 members had asked for this money for their municipalities for housing. If he spent half as much time rooting out foreign interference as he did rooting out people who are asking for more housing, we might be better off as a country.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
No, these MPs were just trying to solve the case of unsolved mysteries. Yes. Where are all these homes? Right. Could you point out any one of them? And so they wrote the minister 18 letters, and he got 18 letters, and he couldn't respond with even one home that his $8 billion bureaucracy has built. All these 18 MPs tried to help the hopeless minister. So let me try again with a real plan to build the homes. Axe the tax.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the MP for St. Albert Edmonton asked, the requested federal funding is critical to making this needed development a reality, a development that will help address the significant shortage of affordable housing options in the community. At the same time, the mayor of Butternut Valley in New Brunswick pointed out that this is a program we need, and even the local MP had said this funding will provide much needed housing in this.
I don't like to interrupt the Prime Minister. He does have time left on his clock, but it was difficult for the Chair to decipher what was being said. I'm going to ask the Honourable Prime Minister to take it for the last 15 seconds, please, and so that I can hear what is happening or what the question is being answered. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the MP for Fundy Royal wrote, this half funding will provide much needed housing in this area. So much so that when the Leader of the Opposition announced he would cancel it, the Mayor of Butternut Valley in that riding, Alan Brown, responded very strongly that this money will help build homes, and why is the Conservative Leader blocking it?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, he's got lots of politicians that love to receive other people's money, but he doesn't have any homes to show for it. And listen, he's too afraid to have a carbon tax election. Right. Let's have a compromise here. Why don't we have a housing tax election? Okay? Here's how it would work. The MDP Liberals will campaign on giving the billions more to bureaucracies, and we'll campaign on a plan to axe the tax and build the homes. What do you say? Housing tax election?
Order. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the only so-called plan the Leader of the Opposition put forward is a plan for cuts and austerity, a plan to cut billions of dollars of investments that are needed by municipalities to unlock the building of thousands of homes. Why doesn't he want to see thousands of homes built across the country? Because he'd rather instrumentalize for his own political gain the sufferings and the challenges facing by Canadians rather than to solve the challenges. Just like he refuses to solve the challenge of foreign interference in his own caucus by refusing to get the necessary security briefings and security clearance that'll keep his caucus and Canadians safe.